Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. Today, we're exploring something I'm really excited about. Um, Advanced mindfulness meditation techniques. It's one thing to just sit quietly for a few minutes, but what if there were ways to go even deeper, to really unlock a whole new level of peace and awareness? That's exactly what we're going to be uncovering today. And we're going to be using a recent blog post as our source. It's titled 7 Advanced Mindfulness Meditation Techniques by Jonathan from Limitless Living. It was published on August 6th, 2024.
What's fascinating about these techniques is they really build upon the foundation of regular mindfulness meditation. And they kind of take you further into a realm of profound stillness and heightened awareness.
It's like mindfulness 2.0, right? And the really cool part is that even institutions like Harvard Health Publishing are recognizing the powerful benefits of mindfulness, not just for relaxation, but for your mental and physical well-being overall.
Exactly. You see, Harvard's research, among others, has shown that practicing mindfulness can actually lead to tangible improvements in areas like stress reduction, sleep quality, and even cognitive function.
So it's not just about feeling zen, it's about actually rewiring your brain for the better. And Jonathan's blog post really dives into the nitty-gritty of how these advanced techniques can help you achieve those benefits.
He also describes some really fascinating experiences that people often have with deep meditation, like an altered sense of time, where hours can feel like minutes because you're so deeply present. Some even describe unique physical sensations
Oh.
or a profound stillness of mind, almost as if the mental chatter has completely dissolved.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. But before we get carried away with mystical experiences, let's break down these 7 advanced techniques that Jonathan outlines. Ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's explore what they are and, most importantly, how they can be beneficial to you in your own mindfulness practice.
All right, technique number 1 is focused breathing. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't all meditation about breathing? But here's the difference. Focused breathing. It's about moving beyond simply noticing your breath. It's about actively directing your attention to the subtle sensations of each inhale and exhale.
Exactly. It's about making the breath your anchor. You see, whenever your mind wanders, and it will, that's natural, you gently guide your attention back to the breath. This constant redirection actually strengthens your focus and cultivates a sense of groundedness.
Jonathan even recommends checking out a resource from Headspace. To explore this technique further, what I find interesting is that it seems so simple, yet it has the potential to quiet the mind in a really powerful way.
It's like training a muscle, the muscle of attention. And by strengthening that muscle through focused breathing, you gain greater control over where your mind goes and how it reacts to distractions, both during meditation and in daily life.
That makes so much sense. Speaking of connecting with yourself, the next technique takes you on a journey through your body. It's called the body scan, and it's all about tuning in to those often ignored sensations throughout your physical form.
Imagine this. You're lying down or sitting comfortably, and you slowly shift your attention from the top of your head down to your toes. But you're not just noticing physical sensations. You're observing them without judgment, almost like a curious scientist exploring new territory.
I tend to carry a lot of tension in my shoulders. I can't wait to try this body scan and see if it actually helps me release some of that built-up stress. It's like a mental massage without having to book an appointment.
It really is. And by becoming more aware of these sensations, you can start to identify patterns and address them proactively. Maybe you notice that you clench your jaw when you're stressed, or that your breathing becomes shallow when you're anxious. This awareness is the first step toward breaking those habits and finding more ease in your body.
Okay, on to technique number 3. And this one has always fascinated me. Mantras and affirmations. I've heard a lot about their power, but I'm curious to hear your take on them.
Think of mantras and affirmations as tools to shape your inner dialogue. A mantra is a word or sound, often in Sanskrit, that you repeat silently or aloud during meditation. This repetition acts as an anchor for your attention, helping to quiet the mental chatter that can so easily distract us.
Jonathan mentions the Chopra Center as a great resource for exploring mantras. And what about affirmations?
Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself, kind of like positive self-talk on steroids. The idea is that by consistently affirming positive beliefs, you can actually shift your mindset and create new neural pathways in your brain.
So you're not just repeating words, you're literally rewiring your brain for positivity. That's pretty incredible. And I love that Jonathan ties each technique back to specific resources where we can dive deeper. Speaking of rewiring, the next technique, progressive muscle relaxation, seems like it could be a powerful way to release physical tension. and retrain your body to relax.
Absolutely. And it's surprisingly simple. You systematically tense and release different muscle groups in your body, starting with your toes and working your way up. Jonathan recommends checking out Very Well Mind for more information on this practice.
I've actually tried this before, and it's amazing how much tension we hold without even realizing it. It's like giving your body a reset button.
The key is to pay close attention to the sensations of both tension and release. This heightened awareness helps you become more attuned to the subtle cues your body is sending you, which can be incredibly valuable in managing stress and promoting relaxation long term.
All right, technique number 5 takes us into the realm of imagination with visualization techniques.
Visualization is a really powerful tool. It's all about harnessing the power of your imagination to create vivid mental images. And these images can actually influence your thoughts and feelings and even your behaviors.
So it's like creating your own mental movie with you as the star, and you can direct this movie however you want.
Exactly. You could visualize yourself in a peaceful, natural setting, like maybe a beach or a forest, and really engage all of your senses, the sights, sounds, smells, and even the feel of the sand between your toes or the cool breeze on your skin.
Jonathan mentions mindfulness.org as a good starting point. If you want to explore visualization techniques, I can see how this could be incredibly helpful for reducing anxiety or stress. It's like taking a mental vacation without having to pack your bags.
Yeah, and you can even use visualization to work towards specific goals, like improving your performance in a particular activity or overcoming a fear. By repeatedly visualizing yourself succeeding, you're essentially training your mind to believe it's possible. You're creating a blueprint for success.
Okay, this is blowing my mind. It's like you're saying we have the power to create our own reality, at least in our minds. And speaking of bringing mindfulness into our daily lives, technique number 6 is all about doing just that. It's called mindful walking.
This one is a game changer for me personally. It's about bringing your full attention to the act of walking. Instead of letting your mind race ahead to your destination or dwell on worries from the past.
So it's not just about getting from point A to point B, it's about turning that journey into a meditative experience.
Exactly. You focus on the physical sensations of each step, the feeling of your feet connecting with the ground, the movement of your legs and the rhythm of your breath. You become aware of your surroundings, the sights, sounds, and smells, without getting lost in thought.
Jonathan suggests checking out the Center for Healthy Minds. If you want more guidance on mindful walking practices, I'm always rushing around, multitasking, and barely paying attention to where I'm going. This technique seems like the perfect antidote to that constant busyness.
It really is. And the best part is you can do it anywhere, anytime. Whether you're walking to work, taking a stroll in the park, or even just walking from your bedroom to the kitchen, you can use this technique to cultivate presence and awareness throughout your day.
It's like turning everyday activities into mini meditation retreats. And finally, technique number 7 is journaling post-meditation. Now, this one might seem pretty straightforward, but I'm wondering if there's more to it than meets the eye.
Oh, there's a subtle brilliance to it. After a meditation session, you simply grab a notebook and jot down whatever thoughts, feelings, or insights come up. You don't have to worry about grammar or structure. Just let the words flow freely.
I can see how this could be a valuable tool for processing emotions or making sense of those aha moments that sometimes pop up during meditation. It's like capturing those fleeting insights before they disappear back into the mental clutter.
Exactly. And by putting those thoughts and feelings into words, you're bringing them into conscious awareness, which can help you integrate them more fully into your daily life. You can also use your journal to track your progress over time, notice patterns, and celebrate your growth.
So we've covered all 7 advanced mindfulness meditation techniques from Jonathan's blog post. It's a treasure trove of tools for deepening our practice. But Jonathan also acknowledges that deep meditation isn't always a walk in the park. He addresses some common challenges that people often encounter.
One of the biggest challenges is distractions. Our minds are like wild monkeys, constantly jumping from one thought to another. It's natural for our attention to wander, but the key is to gently guide it back to the object of our focus, whether it's the breath, a mantra, or visualization.
It's like training a puppy. You have to be patient and persistent, but eventually it learns to stay focused. Another challenge that Jonathan mentions is physical discomfort. I know from experience that sitting still for extended periods can be tough on the body.
Absolutely. It's important to listen to your body and adjust your position as needed. If you're experiencing pain, don't try to push through it. You can try using a cushion or a chair, or even practicing lying down if that's more comfortable. The point is to find a position that allows you to relax and focus without strain.
Jonathan also talks about the challenge of expectations. Sometimes we come to meditation with the idea that we should be experiencing bliss or profound insights right away. But clinging to those expectations can actually get in the way of our progress.
It's like going on a hike and expecting to reach the summit without putting in the effort. Mindfulness is a journey, not a destination. It's about showing up consistently, even on the days when it feels challenging, and simply observing your experience without judgment.
That's a great reminder. And speaking of progress, Jonathan backs up the benefits of mindfulness meditation with some compelling research and statistics. He cites a 2022 study that found mindfulness meditation significantly reduces anxiety and stress.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's also growing evidence that mindfulness practices can lead to structural changes in the brain, enhancing areas associated with emotional regulation, self-awareness, and attention.
Wow, that's amazing. It's like we have the power to literally rewire our brains for the better. Jonathan even references research from Frontiers in Psychology that supports this idea, and he addresses some frequently asked questions that people often have about deep meditation.
One common question is about the best time to meditate, and the answer is there's no one-size-fits-all approach. Some people find it beneficial to meditate first thing in the morning to set a positive tone for the day, while others prefer to practice in the evening to unwind and de-stress before bed.
It's all about finding what works best for you and your individual needs and preferences. Another question that Jonathan addresses is session duration.
He suggests starting with shorter sessions of 10 to 15 minutes and gradually increasing the duration as you become more comfortable.
It's like any skill, you start small and gradually build up your capacity. And finally, Jonathan addresses the question of whether meditation can be harmful.
While mindfulness meditation is generally safe for most people, it's important to approach it with a sense of gentleness and self-awareness. If you have any pre-existing mental health conditions, it's always a good idea to consult with a qualified healthcare professional before starting a meditation practice.
That's sound advice. It's about listening to your body and your intuition and finding what feels right for you. So it's amazing how mindfulness can be both simple and incredibly profound. We've explored the differences between regular meditation and deep meditation, delved into 7 advanced techniques, and even touched upon the science-backed benefits of these practices. It's like we've been handed a toolbox filled with all these powerful instruments to cultivate inner peace and enhance our well-being.
And what's fascinating is that Jonathan really emphasizes the importance of consistency. He suggests that the more we practice these techniques, the more we cultivate these qualities like awareness, resilience, and compassion, not just during meditation, but in our daily lives as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like building a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. But here's a thought-provoking question that Jonathan poses. If these techniques can literally change the structure of our brains, what untapped potential might they hold for us as individuals?
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If we can rewire our brains for greater focus, emotional regulation, and self-awareness, what else might be possible? It's like we're just scratching the surface of human potential.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling incredibly inspired to dive deeper into these practices and just see what unfolds. This deep dive has been a real eye-opener.
Absolutely, and I encourage you to revisit the sources that we've mentioned today. Harvard Health Publishing, Mayo Clinic, Scientific American, Headspace, the Chopra Center, Very Well Mind, mindfulness.org, the Center for Healthy Minds, and Frontiers in Psychology. And of course, Jonathan's insightful blog post on limitless living. There's a wealth of knowledge out there just waiting to be explored.
And who knows, maybe by incorporating these techniques into our lives, we can unlock a little more peace, a little more clarity, and a little more well-being in our everyday experience. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep